If you haven't seen Kore-eda Hirokazu's Shoplifters, you're essentially missing out on the cinematic equivalent of a warm hug that slowly turns into a gentle existential crisis. This 2018 Palme d'Or winner isn't just a movie about people who forget to pay for groceries. It's a profound deep dive into what actually makes a family when blood ties decide to take a vacation. The film introduces us to the Shibaras, a six-person crew living in a house so cramped it makes a Tokyo subway car look like a penthouse. Here we have the lineup of Osamu, who's the dad, who thinks shoplifting is a legitimate vocational skill to pass down to his makeshift son, Shota. We have Nobuyu, who's the mom, Hatsue, who's the grandma, Aki, who's a young woman working in a hostess club, because honestly, the 9 to 5 life is not pleasant. We have Shota, who's the kid of the family, the boy, and then we have Yuri, aka Lin, who is the newcomer. For the sake of the movie, I'm not gonna spoil who she is, but give it a go. See who she is. In this film, Kore-eda, the director, challenges the idea that real family, real mothers are defined by biology. As Nobuyu famously asked the cops, does giving birth to a child make one a real mother? It turns out this anarchic family of misfits actually cares for each other more than their biological counterparts ever did. While most people think of Japan as a land of neon lights and high-tech robots, Shoplifters really shows us the dark side the tourism board probably doesn't want you to see. We're talking about the working poor class, people living under the radar, surviving on minimum wages and petty crime because the state's safety net has more holes in it than you would think. Kore-eda leans into social realism inspired by British director Ken Loach. But while Ken Loach might give you a political lecture, Kore-eda gives you a slow and warm gaze. He treats crime as almost a moral necessity for survival rather than a sign of being a bad person. The movie looks like a memory. Cinematographer Ryuto Kondo used a 35mm film to give everything a grainy, dreamy texture. One of the best shots is the family on the porch looking up at fireworks. You can't actually see the fireworks, but you see their faces. Kore-eda wanted them to look like a school of fish looking up from the bottom of the sea, quote unquote, mimicking the book Swimmy that Shota reads. The director also uses a rain cloud tactic, quote unquote. He'll give you a warm, fuzzy scene, but drop in a tiny detail like a kid realizing stealing is wrong, and that makes you feel a bit uneasy watching the movie. The secret sauce of Shoplifters is Sakura Ando's performance, who plays the mother role in the film, particularly her interrogation scene. She faces the camera, wipes her face to stop from crying, and basically breaks the hearts of everyone in the theater. Kate Blanchett, the Cannes jury president at the time, called the movie unforgettable. Unlike Parasite in 2019, which ends in a more violent explosion of class fury, Shoplifters implodes. It's a quiet, devastating collapse of a fragile, beautiful lie. It makes you feel empathy, not just sympathy. You aren't looking down on these people, you're in the room with them, eating noodles and hoping they don't get caught while doing it. One reason the kids in Shoplifters feel so real is that they literally didn't have a script or what was going to happen next. Kore-eda is famous for not giving child actors a script. Instead, he whispers their lines to them right before the camera rolls and creates a play-led scenario to get spontaneous, natural reactions out of them. Even the heavy hitters like Sakura Ando got in on the improvisation. Her legendary interrogation scene where she breaks down while being asked what her children called her was completely ad-libbed. She also influenced the writing by asking Kore-eda if her character Nobio actually wanted to be a mother, leading to the added scene where Shota asks her, "Do you want to be called mom?" quote unquote. When it was first received, although the movie was critically acclaimed, it wasn't also very pleasantly received by certain people. While the world was cheering for the Shoplifters at the Cannes Film Festival, things were getting a bit awkward back home in Japan. The film sparked a global embarrassment debate. Right-wing commenters and politicians accused Kore-eda of making quote-unquote anti-Japan propaganda by highlighting the dark side of the nation, chronic poverty, and the failures of the welfare state that the ruling coalition prefers to keep in the basement. When the film won the Palme d'Or, Prime Minister Shinzo Abe of Japan famously broke tradition by not congratulating Kore-eda. Later, when the government tried to offer a formal invitation to celebrate, Kore-eda essentially swiped left, stating that the filmmaker should keep a clear distance from political power to maintain their ability to critique it. He viewed public funding not as a gift from the state, but as taxpayer money that should support culture regardless of whether the state likes the message. In my opinion, Shoplifters is a must-watch because it reaches for the ultimate goal of art, making life more interesting than the art itself. It holds a staggeringly high 93 on Metacritic and was ranked number 15 on The Guardian's Best Films of the 21st Century. And it's one of the few movies that manages to be a social critique without being a lecture. It doesn't ask for your sympathy, it simply earns your empathy. By showing us a film that values love and loyalty over legality, Kore-eda forces us to question who actually determines what a real family is. It's a brilliant and audacious film that steals your heart, sometimes to warm it and sometimes to maybe break it, proving that the strongest bonds are the ones we choose to forge in the shadows. Thank you for watching.